guys, hello, good morning. So my love note to you today in video form is, have you given up dieting and you're freaking out, which is completely normal? So let's get down to business then. So there's no doubt that after every expansion, there will be a contraction. We are human beings, in case you didn't know, and that's what we do. We contract and we expand consistently. There's never any staying still. Some of us might say that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. I believe that, but we can save the woo-woo for another time. So humans, we expand, we contract, expand, contract. Expansion usually feels good. Contraction, less so, but hopefully we can find solace in anticipating the contraction and allowing it to happen. To tie this back to eating psychology, after we make the decision to stop dieting, there's often a period of expansion. If we start off on the right foot, for example, with full surrender, curiosity, and 100% permission, there's usually a period of bliss where we can actually finally eat what we want, stop when we've had enough. It's a dream. It's like magic. Then life throws a curveball, because it always does, right? That's what life's all about. And we find ourselves reaching for food when we're not hungry, which again, it is okay. It is okay. We start doing things that resemble our old unwanted eating habits, and we start freaking out. The fear of gaining weight takes over, and we retreat back to the safety of dieting. And you'll be thinking, see, I knew giving up dieting wouldn't work. Phew, dodge that bullet. But what if this was just part of the process? I do have a blog, and I do believe a video as well, on the 5 stages of giving up dieting. So check that out on my website, victoriakleinsman.com. But remember that overeating is always an attempt at self-soothing. And notice that I always do this, like abbreviated commas, when I say the word overeat, because I believe that language around overeating is bullshit, because overeating holds shame, like you've done something wrong because you've just eaten a lot of food. Like overeating is stating that there's an imaginary line that you've crossed, and then it's not okay, so you're overeating. So fuck that line. There is no line, okay? Everything is okay. Whatever it is, it's okay. Anyway, after that tangent, where was I? Oh yes. Therefore, we freak out because we believe we can't trust ourselves anymore. And we tell ourselves we just know, because we know everything, we just know we're going to be eating 10 pints of Ben & Jerry's every week for the rest of our lives forever. And then we resort back to our old eating habits, like trying to diet and then binging at night and then over-obsessing about food. And we just need to treat ourselves more kindly. And I'll never stop sharing this message. The desire to diet and lose weight is a normal response to suffering. That noise is my washing machine. I have no idea why it's so loud. And the best way to help ourselves through suffering is with compassion. No one, and I mean nobody, gives up dieting with ease and grace, not long term. We all experience a period of contraction. Other symptosis is unraveling, stumbling, freaking out, figuring it out at some point. We all experience that at some point. If we didn't, there would be something wrong. I even backtracked to dieting about a couple of months into my recovery. And this was undoubtedly a period of contraction. My clothes kept getting tighter. I was freaking out big time. I remember thinking, oh, maybe I should just eat paleo for a few days. You know, it always helps me get rid of bloat and shred weight easily, short term. It's not a diet, it's just healthy eating, right? But I knew better. And that's when I wrote an open letter, which I'm going to share tomorrow. It's a reminder that manipulating my diet is not a solution to my problem. So here's a little snippet from that letter. Sure, things might be shaky, okay, really shaky right now, but it won't always be this way forever. Life is full of ups and downs, and this down will turn around like it always does. Just ride it out. That's a little bit. I'm going to talk about my letter tomorrow. I was experiencing a lack of contraction after a long phase of expansion. It did not feel good. It sucked. The backtracking freaked me out, and I was just wanting to fix it. Something to take the pain away, something to make my jeans fit normally again. The safety of dieting was so seductive. Practicing what my coach taught me, what I'd learned through hundreds of hours of research and personal development, was my saving grace. Just one of the things that helped me most was practicing feeling my feelings. So I was determined to give it everything I had. If anything, to prove to myself that it does really work. And this really can stop all this food craziness that was going around in my head for years, absolute years. So I remember setting my timer for 5 minutes to check in with myself. And I'd do this often, especially when I felt this anxiety need to come up. And often I'd end up lying on my bed for like 20 to 30 minutes just watching my emotions. And this takes practice, may I add. And under the spotlight, those anxious emotions usually lose their edge. So it still sucked, but I remember them slowly fading away. What you resist persists. What you face just like evaporates. So this is how the pendulum started to swing in the other direction. It provides a glimmer of hope to know that there's a calm after every storm. Does that sound familiar? But the hard part is surrendering to the uncertainty of this timeline, of this whole process. We can't feel our feelings and expect the pendulum to swing. It works backwards. We have to sit deep in the messiness and embrace the suckiness before things can change. We have to be willing to sit on the other side of things, the side where the grass is not green at all, actually, and we feel like utter crap, shit, I was going to say shit, whatever, same thing, and stay there until things begin to shift. So there'll be some people listening to this that aren't struggling at all, and enjoy all that expansion, my dear, enjoy it, embrace it. And there'll be others that are comforted by the fact that they're not alone in this struggle, which may feel very real right now. Lean into the contraction, love, I promise. There'll always be an expansion after that. Life is always it goes between good and bad, happy and sad, expansion and contraction, feeling normal around food and feeling crazy around food. Ironically, the more we try to force that pendulum to stay in one direction, aka feeling good, the harder it swings in the other direction. So keep coming back to yourself over and over again. As Richard Carlson once said, be grateful for when you're feeling good and be graceful when you're feeling bad. Listening to your body isn't always easy, but it is worth the struggle. And we are in this together as always. And I would love to know where you are in this process. What did your recent expansion and contraction feel like? I'd love to hear from you. And if you need help with all of this stuff around giving up dieting and you're just desperate for food and body freedom, give me a shout. I'm here to help. I can even just give you a free coaching call to give you some tips to take away for yourself. Just let me know. Okay, on that note, enjoy your, what day is it today? Wednesday. Enjoy your Wednesday, and I'll speak soon.